Good morning, this is Sanjivani Tope. Hope all of you are in good spirits because we have learned how to improve ourselves through self-exploration. Today, we are going to learn about happiness. It is our important responsibility to understand these basic aspirations. There are two basic human aspirations. One is happiness, other one is prosperity. Happiness is contagious and infectious, that one positive person or one happy person can spread happiness to more than 1,000 people, and therefore we need to be happy all the time because it is bigger than us. It is bold, courageous, audacious and challenging. It can change a whole world of ours. We can bring lot of change around us if we remain happy all the time. You might say that we want so many things to be happy. Let us have a list of that. To get the highest rank in the exams, or to be the topper in the exam, to be successful, to go abroad, learn and earn more money, or to stay fit and remain healthy, to get promoted to the highest position. Some of us are interested to travel all around the world. Some of us are interested in getting happily married and settled down. Some of us are interested in becoming successful entrepreneurs. You want to be a film star, singer, dancer, painter, politician. The list is very big. But out of all that, what is the basic behind this desire? Yes, there is a basic desire. Each one of us wants to be happy ultimately. We are human beings and our basic nature is to remain happy, and to achieve happiness we do various activities. We are all working for it and continuously in a different ways as per the level of our understanding. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't, but we still keep trying throughout our life for happiness. How important it is. 20th March is International Day of Happiness declared by United Nations. On that day they have released a film. They say that all of us need to be happy. Happiness gives us energy, happiness makes us enthusiastic, and above all, everything looks beautiful around us if we are happy. Let's see that film, I Do Happiness.
These are the days of the open highway. These are the nights of the cloudless sky. These are the times that we've always longed for, in our hearts and in our minds. And everything is gonna be alright. And I feel I've waited all my life for days like these. For days like these. For days like these. I wish they never end. I wish they never end. I wish they never
We have seen in this film that how happiness reduces competition and increases cooperation. So, everyone wins. It is a very powerful step forward for humankind. However, let us learn what is happiness. Do you think that physical facilities and material things which make our life comfortable and happy? Yes, of course. Physical facilities are the material things. We require them to fulfill our needs. When we have enough of physical facilities, it gives us the feeling of prosperity. We want to have the continuity of this feeling too. Nobody wants to feel deprived even for a single moment. Thus, there are two basic aspirations: continuous happiness and continuous prosperity. Let us understand the correct meaning of these two. Let us see first happiness. Can you imagine or narrate to yourself any such situations in which you were very happy and felt relaxed? I am sure your happiness was because of the factors such as mutual trust, respect, dignity, or you have achieved something different in your class, you have scored excellent marks and everybody appreciated you. You have faced some challenging task, and when you have gained respect and dignity which you deserve, and when you were confident about your future at the same time, I am sure you must have really experienced such happy moments in your life. Obviously, we all wish and desire them to continue. Whole day we will be meeting variety of people at home, at workplace, in the staff room. We have a dialogue on some or the other issue. We are bound to experience variety of opinions and body languages of our colleagues, friends, family members. However, if our dialogue includes trust, respect and dignity, and if our expression is polite, confident and convincing, the situation or the discussion can be overall proactive. The end result is we achieve a state of harmony between us and others, which eventually gives happiness to one and all. We can thus understand happiness as the state or situation in which I live. If there is a harmony or synergy in it, then I like to be in that state or situation. That is, to be in a state of liking is happiness. When we are in such a state of happiness, we experience no struggle, no contradiction or conflict within us or outside, and we enjoy such a state of being. We wish to have its continuity. On the other hand, when converse happens, it makes us unhappy, and that spreads to others too. When we become dictatorial and autocratic, arrogant and do not respect others' feelings, opinions and thrust our point of view on others, we become unhappy and make others unhappy too, because it leads to disharmony. None of us prefer to remain unhappy. Hence, I am sure we will always prefer to remain in harmony with ourselves and with others too. Thus, we can define happiness and unhappiness as to be in state of harmony is happiness. To be in state of disharmony or contradiction is unhappiness. We must remember that some of us will also feel happy when they have tasty food, when they go for a long drive and see beautiful places, when they get a good fragrance, etc. So many things. However, happiness through our sensory interaction is temporary, and the continuity cannot be ensured. So, we have learned little about happiness. Much more depends upon us. So, please learn to be happy all the time. Now, let us learn about prosperity. let us understand what is prosperity and whether it is essential. We all would like to attain prosperity in our life. But what is prosperity? Prosperity is related to possessing more than required material things, or which we can call as physical facilities to feel prosperous. Indeed, physical facilities such as food, shelter, clothing, modern gadgets, modern equipments, so these are essential things to lead a comfortable living in the present day world. These are our needs. We need to cater them. Therefore, prosperity is a feeling of having or making available more than required physical facilities. To ascertain prosperity, two things are essential: correct assessment of need for physical facilities and the competence of making available more than required physical facilities. One thing is sure, we can be prosperous if there is a limit to the physical facilities. If there is no limit whatsoever be the availability with us, the feeling of prosperity cannot be assured. To have a reality check of our prosperity, please note down which are the material things we must possess. Our own analysis would reveal that we already possess 50% of them. For the rest, do we have the financial resources to buy? Often we buy such things by taking loans at high rate of interest and making our day-to-day life compromised. Do you think that we should go for this or understand the real meaning of prosperity? Is there any difference between prosperity and wealth? When a person has a lot of money but doesn't want to share as his social and corporate responsibility, which means he or she doesn't have a feeling of being prosperous. If one felt prosperous, then he or she would have shared what one has as a social responsibility. This is an indication of feeling prosperous. Often we buy some of the material things just because of others having it. Our neighbors, friends, relatives, colleagues, as they have expensive commodities, we also feel like buying them. And really, we purchase them even though we don't need them. Especially the young generation is interested in buying branded commodities, and many of us are interested in buying jewelry, which is very expensive and which we cannot afford. Just because others have so many expensive equipments in their home, we also feel like buying. But just ask questions to yourself. Do we really need them? Because if we keep on buying such things, then we might enter into an unhealthy and unwarranted competition which we cannot afford. Wealth is a physical thing. It means having money, or it means having a lot of physical facilities, or both. Prosperity is a feeling of having more than required. It is not just physical facilities. Most of the times, we fail to distinguish between the two. Let us ask ourselves, what is naturally acceptable to us? Accumulating more and more wealth, feeling deprived, or having requisite wealth and feeling prosperous? Our basic desire is to feel prosperous, and wealth is means to that end. In order to feel prosperous, we need to decide how much wealth or physical facilities are needed. Generally, we are unable to understand this, and we keep accumulating the wealth and don't feel prosperous at the same time, as we don't identify our needs No matter how much we have, we always feel that it is less. Please remember that whatever we need, whatever our requirements are there, for all our requirements, either directly or indirectly, we are dependent on the nature for all our physical facilities. If at all we have to ensure the prosperity in continuity, we have to adopt such methods or production methodology which is in harmony with the nature. This implies that we utilize appropriate technology and the natural resources in a renewable manner, so that human needs are satisfied and the nature is also enriched. For example, we need food. If the farming method is such that it retains or enhances the fertility of the soil, we can continue growing grains on the same piece of land and keep feeding. Otherwise, the land may not be of use after some time and it may turn barren. We have just now learned about happiness and prosperity. A critical look at the prevailing notions of happiness and prosperity. In the process of achieving physical needs, we perhaps get involved in accumulating them much more than our needs. The accumulation of material things possibly reduces its utility value, resulting in hoarding of so many things. For example, when we visit supermarket or malls, we land up in buying unnecessary things, even though we have them at home and we are not going to use it for a long time. Still we purchase them. Take the example of gadgets. I have seen people using 2233 mobiles. Do we really need them? When festival comes, we purchase clothes. But how many? 1 or 2 pairs or more than that? Just ask this question to yourself. We really keep on buying so many things, even though we don't require them. If this phenomenon is correct and continues, it has a potential to prove ourselves that it amounts to fulfill unlimited wants through limited means. Is this prosperity? Certainly not, because the pressures which we built up over a period makes us highly susceptible to depression and other health issues at individual level. Depression, suicidal tendencies, insecurity, lot of stress and loneliness. We find such people everywhere around us. At the level of the family, insecurity in relationship, divorce, dowry tortures, all these issues will come in the family. At the level of society, we see that unnecessary competition between two nations and therefore fear of nuclear and genetic warfare. At the level of nature, natural resources, we have wasted them enough. It is therefore important task of all of us to understand happiness and prosperity in the true sense of the term. When we have a self-talk, many questions do come in our mind about happiness. I will be bored of happiness if I am always happy. Yes, I want happiness, but my desiring doesn't guarantee it. So why talk of desires? My happiness depends on others. What can I do about that? We do not want happiness for ourselves, but we want to make others happy. Happiness is a small thing. We have higher aspirations such as contentment, peace, bliss, etc. Do not bother me with such abstract notions as happiness. I have to live and deal with other things in my life. In fact, we are all working continuously to feel happy and prosperous. But when we carry such confusions and contradictions within us, we hardly achieve anything. We need to clarify and verify these points with little exploration. Please do exploration. One small example here, that when we say that happiness and sadness are two sides of the same coin, then just think, do you want to continue with happiness and unhappiness both, or you want to choose happiness only? When we believe that we cannot be sure of happiness unless we are unhappy, then ask yourself, do you first disrespect your parents, teachers to know what it means to respect them? Or do you first hate your friend to know how to like him or her? When we do self-introspections, we get the right answers. Certainly, we don't have to disrespect anybody or hate anybody to respect or love them. Please explore and verify. Many of us are unable to differentiate between wanting and being. We are preoccupied with wanting something or the other without trying to look at what we want to be. Day in and day out, we keep ourselves busy on studies, workplace, many other activities, that to household activities, to fulfill all our requirements. This sort of life goes unabated on and on. In this kind of journey, very rarely we find time for evaluation of our happiness index. The answer to this otherwise confused state of mind is self-introspection. The self-introspection would reveal in the busy life we have possibly missed certain important milestones. Maybe we have compromised heavily on 2 or 3 important areas: relationship, hobbies and self-improvement. These are the 3 areas we might have compromised. Let us talk about relationship. Individual relationship, that is relationship with ourselves. Are you happy with yourself? Do you have a good relationship with yourself? Or all the time are you angry on yourself? Please think over it and explore. Are you happy with your relationship with elders? Are you in a position to give time for elders? Are you compassionate with them? Do you love them? Please give some time and be affectionate to the elders. Do you have time for your children, or have you spent any quality time with your children, with younger generation? Younger generation also need us. When we think about adults, peer group, friends, relatives, just think for a while, when was the last meeting of all of your friends? And that too also a inspiring talk, encouragement from each other, because we need to meet our friends and peer groups and colleagues to encourage each other, to make each other happy. Nature is also another area. Please enjoy nature, but do not exploit the nature. There is so much to learn from nature, and nature can give us tremendous happiness. Please spend some time with nature. How good we are in maintaining good relationship with all. Hope you all have experienced tons of happiness in the past. Please nurture that. And please think, when was the last you have pursued your hobbies? Individual hobbies, reading, writing, singing, dancing, drawing, painting, playing indoor, outdoor games, cooking, eating, helping others, solving puzzles, swimming, driving, and many more such hobbies. Hobbies really give us a lot of happiness. Let us improve ourselves also. We cannot afford to neglect that area. We have to take care of our health. For that, we have to do regular exercises, we have to go for a walk, we have to do meditation, we have to do yoga asanas, and we need to control our diet. And we have to sharpen the saw also. Learning new things, taking advanced education in the respective fields is also very important, and that makes us happy. Relationship, hobbies, and self-improvement. We cannot afford to neglect these three areas also, because they make us happy. Let's have a quick recap. We have seen basic aspirations, happiness and prosperity. Happiness is that to be in state of harmony is happiness. Prosperity is a feeling of having or making available more than required facilities is prosperity. Correct understanding of happiness and prosperity will help us to achieve success in our life, develop ourselves, and develop good relations with all, which will ultimately leads to harmony. It is observed that those who are happy are also successful in their life. We work efficiently and study better when we are happy. It is proved by scientists. Let us have a world tour of top 10 happiest countries. And do you know, India ranks 118 in the happiness index out of 157 countries, according to the World Happiness Report 2016, published by the Sustainable Development Solutions Network, a global initiative of the United Nations. The report said that India was among the group of 10 countries witnessing the biggest happiness declines, along with other countries, Saudi Arabia and others. Let's be happy and try to reverse the trend as fast as possible. Generally, happy, positive, optimistic people earn higher incomes, achieve more challenging goals, experience less stress, remain calm in all situations, feel more energetic, and recover faster from illnesses and live longer. So, please be happy and make others happy. Thank you.